I never those HDMI splicers.
Oh, damn it. I wanted to go live while you were still under the table and you'd come back up, but I was just a moment too late.
He'd already come out.
Yeah.
All right. Last session, remember, boys?
Well, not really. So, with that, you leave Tomaz on the ship, and Anna and Tomaz do have a goodbye, of course, but it's somewhere in between the amount of heartfelt of the other two, because, you know, she's fairly certain that they'll see each other again and end up rounding up again in some way. And it's the future. You can keep in touch. You can email. Just Rain isn't smart enough to use email. The rest of you end up heading back to the emblem. When you head back, and you sort of put your like hand on the pad outside, it opens up for you, Davis. You've been, and literally, this is a new enough ship that like a female voice will go, "Welcome aboard, Captain."
Well, I know the first setting I need to adjust.
Yay! I like when I manage to set up a joke and Scott knocks it down exactly how I want it to. And like I said, you get on board this ship and you can truly get to know it. Like I said, this is a new, sleek, pike-made ship. It's got a lot more room in it. It's a patrol boat. It's actually got room for quite a bit more crew. It can't neatly handle the 20 crew that most patrol boats can in book. It is more designed for around 10, 15 or so. But you could have that many people and it would be fine. But you all have rooms each. Right by the entrance is an armory. If you see, I made a handout that has all the things on this ship for you to look at. It has a spike drive 2. It has a sensor mask. It has boarding tube. It has a smuggler's hold. It has big guns. A big gun and a small gun. And you can start sort of getting used to the ship, maybe setting up some areas, deciding which rooms are yours. This run doesn't have much bigger of a captain's quarters than the others.
I imagine you're going to throw together some sort of small map between this week and next week.
If I have time, yeah.
Yeah. But,
I already know what the ship like kind of looks like, and I actually can send you an inspirational image into my Discord.
That is,
but it's
yeah,
not
that
perfect.
actually would really help with trying to visualize.
It's an outside of the ship, though, but it'll give you an image.
That's that's a command from the captain, Ollie. He said, "I want a map by next week."
Yeah, unfortunately, the DM kind of outrules the captain.
Are you sure?
But if I get time, I'll do it. But also, like, sometimes I just don't give a fuck.
Do I have to go get the chain of command?
Where the fuck? I just dragged this off and it vanished. I don't know where it went.
Usually when I drag it off, it's messy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't show you. Soz boys. Wait, copy, paste. Okay.
Pasta.
And I also post it in Ardent spoilers. Oh, I posted it in Ardent spoilers instead. Oh, that's perfect.
That's badass looking. Does it actually lands like that?
No, because if you imagine those things at the front, they're at the back instead. So it's got more of a manta ray-like look, but the body is exactly what I intended. But it's bigger because it's a patrol boat. That's like a gunship.
Holsters?
Screw the magpie. It's forgotten already.
But of course, that ship is smaller because that's like a gunship. But like I said, this looks like a neat gunship build, but like just bigger enough to crew quite a lot of people. And it's got a front gun and an undergun, kind of designed for like bombing, strafing runs and things. It is a sweet new ship that is nearly new enough that it smells like new ship. It's a spell that Davis knows. And it definitely has that thing of like, you're a captain. You're just walking onto a ship that is yours. And it's pretty sweet. So, you're sort of getting acclimatized, where Salish will kind of go to you and Davis is sort of swing over the records of the 2 new crew members onto your device. They are Henrique and Miria Misalo. They are siblings. Henrique is a trained pilot, but he's also trained in communications if needs be. In his record, he actually nearly died and has state-of-the-art medical technology keeping him alive. Whereas Miria is the gunner, but she can kind of do other odd jobs like fix the ship and things like that. And it's always good to have a backup gunner, especially because the ship does actually have 2 guns, so you could operate both one gun separately. Because you know how it works in ship combat, Rain would be in charge of the guns.
Rain's now useless.
Rain's not useless because Rain is still the gunnery officer. You just have someone else who can do it as well. Anna is on this ship. Anna right now is like getting used to her place in the ship, and it's interesting because this ship with that design, the pilot is in the front, whereas in the Magpie the pilot was on the right. So she's trying to get used to like the orientating herself, and she's trying to set up her things properly. And these are nice new chairs, Scott. When you said the other day that you couldn't swivel, these chairs swivel. It is.
I think that was Neil.
That was me. Jason wanted to.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
These
Thanks for hurting me here though.
Thanks, man.
What a shame. And yeah, Skoink loves Anna. Anna's her favorite.
Anna's now my favorite since apparently fucking Tomas isn't with us.
There's a tier list, just like a pet. Pets have tier lists of who.
It went Tomas, Anna, Davis. I mean, there was somebody else above Davis, but you know, he died, and there was somebody else above Davis.
He used to be above Davis, but no longer.
But she's fucking freaky.
What do you guys want to do?
Freaks me out.
What do you guys want to do? I mean, you're acclimatized to the ship. You have these 2 new crew members. What do you want to do, Captain, or anyone else?
Okay, so I suppose one of the most important things that we need to do is so we don't know the crew. Should we meet the crew first, guys?
Seems like a good plan.
So I'll actually call together like a meeting for everybody to the bridge. Like all hands to the bridge. This is before.
Do you want the bridge or the meeting room?
I say all hands to the bridge.
They will come, like I said. The Henrique and Miria come, the Missalos.
So when everybody comes up and whatnot, because we're gonna get like descriptions of them all and everything. I say, good afternoon and greetings to everybody here. In case you don't know me or anything about me, my name is Davis Nielsen, former commander of the Novus Navy. Recently the captain of the Magpie. I was recently just given command of this ship, at least for the time being, for the tasks that are currently being set before us. I do not know several of you, because that's more than a few. No, I do not know a few of you, and so would like to get to know each of you, because at points in time in our near future, our lives will depend on how well we know each other and work well with one another. So, I suppose, to begin this, Rain, would you like to explain who you are to everybody else in the crew?
I'm Rain. I'm the gunnery officer.
When you say that, the red-haired young woman kind of throws her arms in the air slightly. Because she was until you got to command of the ship.
Oh, hold on, we'll have tryouts.
And yeah, I do. There's a bad guy around, I shoot him, whether that's on the ship, off the ship, whatever.
At that point, like, Henrique like puts a hand on Miria Sean's like, don't worry, she's clearly one of the good ones with that kind of attitude.
Okay. I was through to her first to see whether I should mention those super secret things, and I assume it's not.
No.
I'll then, out of just genuine curiosity, well, no, I'll go over to Anna. Anna can say her.
Yeah, Anna just nods and's like, I'm a new pilot. This is a swish new ship. I'm talented, and I'm not above breaking the rules to get what we need to do done, especially considering what's on your job, Cap? Killing pirates and terrorists?
Yeah. I nod.
Yeah. I'm gonna do what it takes to get the job done.
Okay. I'll then look, out of genuine curiosity, I'll throw it over to the new guy.
Well, there's now 3 probe.
The important one.
I know.
Hey-oh! Fuck you, NPCs, JK.
Neil, you're kind of just an NPC right now.
Wow.
He's literally the same level as the other 2 new NPCs, though, is the thing.
I know. My name is Providence. Providence Ballarat. I'm from New Earth up until fairly recently.
Why don't you roll me a notice wisdom check real quick?
Who's this for?
Prof.
Okay.
He's just typing in the code.
Wait, me roll?
Yes!
I thought they were rolling to see what they know about New Earth.
No, you! No, it's a
So-
notice wisdom check!
I just presumed, so I just turned
I
on it.
know! You Scotted hardcore.
I was like, he's gonna ask them to do something.
You see Anna actually mutter something, but you can't really hear what it is. But assumingly it's not something favorable to New Earthers, because since you got to the wider world, you have a reputation for being fanatic, crazy religious people. Because you are. Go on.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. He's canon now.
Sort of joined the Magpie's crew recently to get transport to the Nova system, but I'm not really sure if that will happen now. However, I am looking to lay low, so joining the crew of a stealth ship probably is a good plan. And my skill set, I'm pretty good at moving quietly, and I can sort of take things apart and put them back together okay. Well, the skill sets on New Earth don't really translate so well to a spaceship. I used to chop down trees back on the planet, so I'm pretty good at swinging an axe. Yeah.
A comfortable silence fills the room.
After he's done doing that, kind of he's the awkward one out of the crew. It's one of those things where Davis, obviously, I imagine everybody's like,
I
it makes
imagine
sense
when
he's
you
awkward.
met Rain was kind of a little awkward like this guy.
Yeah.
Kind of clearly not used to space.
No, I think Rain would have been used to space. She just would have been a bit of a weird person.
Okay.
It's a bit different. Like
I know you're weird for other reasons as well. I guess when you were new to space, it was way before you met these guys.
Yeah, that exactly. Rain has been across.
Oh yeah, you've been slumming it for a while.
Yeah, so she would have been weird in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So, toss it over to the other crew members, the female first.
She just kind of like shrugs and like, Miriam Masalo, I shoot things. I guess sometimes I fix things.
Did you have a military background?
Yeah. Honestly, discharged, but then taken back into PICOP because, you know, sometimes when you're not fit for the normal military, you're better for the covert military. I'm a little better for, you know, getting things done when people don't need to know.
So you don't follow rules very well.
I follow rules plenty well. I just get a little mad sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with being angry.
I know how
However,
to focus it. I'm not gonna let you down, new captain.
I just think to myself, she's got some learning.
She's also, when you look to her record, she's
Scott
like 22. She's real young.
I saw Scott do this as well. He just went, okay.
It's like when I used to get transferred to new restaurants, I'd be like, well, you're not going to make the cut.
It's one of those things where, considering Pike isn't in a war right now, you imagine she's at an age where she probably didn't even like fully complete her training and still got kicked out. but then taken in by another group of people. Whereas Novus has to pump out soldiers a bit more because they have like shit going on.
Results are a huge factor when you're looking at, you know, annual reviews.
When you look at her report,
she might be getting quarterly reviews.
When you look at her report, because I said you went over it beforehand, she is like a crack shot, and all those sort of things. It was just anger issues that meant she couldn't be on it.
They SH was supposed to be a P. Somebody typoed. So they then I throw it over to the last guy.
I'm so confused right now. Anyway,
crackpot. As opposed to crack shot.
Oh. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Henry just sort of like stretches a bit. It's like, Henrique Masalo, I'm her brother. I used to pilot the ship, but no hard feelings. You know, when a beautiful woman like that's taking over, I can't complain. I guess I'll be handling communications. I mean, I have a background in that. Oh, and I nearly died and I saw death, but had the best doctors in the universe fix me back up. And he kind of taps his chest and there's like a metal ting. And he kind of looks over at Prov, and Prov has that kind of weapon on his back and kind of says, I like to get up close and personal too, both in the bedroom and on the battlefield. Oh, and also ever since nearly dying, I took to taking care of other people, so this ship's medbay is pretty much my stomping ground. So if you get banged up, bruised up, or I accidentally slept with some floozy on a planet and got some green warts on your dick, I'm the person to see.
That was a lot to swallow.
If you say that out loud, there's going to be a line.
No, he does not. He's literally, at one point in time, I'm sure he does raise an eyebrow a little bit, like, this is an interesting fellow. Crap, him and Anna are going to be swapping bacteria. And,
Anna's not a breeder.
But she does like dick.
Don't use her lines against her, that's rude.
So anyways. So now that we get all that down, I go, then I imagine everybody will know their stations. Why don't we get to them and see if we take this thing through its test runs?
Yeah, like Anna will sit down
on a bench.
What?
I'm just like, everyone knows their stations. Everyone goes to their station. Prov just sits on a fucking bench.
And that'll be Anna who, like, after she sits down and sets up and kind of like noses and goes and like look over, goes from like, Prov, that one's yours.
Right, sure, on it.
And she actually, like, because this is actually like a much higher quality thing. You can like talk individually in this bridge to each person. She'll like start that with Prov, like, look, I get you don't understand computers, so you just start running around fixing things when we get shot at, okay?
God, I'm glad I'm not reading that message.
I can do that. Probably.
And everyone gets on the gets set up, and I imagine you want to like undock and just do a few like testing maneuvers, get used to the ship, get used to how it flies.
Exactly what you're saying. Hit some pretty high speeds at you know. Imagine it's things that the previous captain's like. I get that they're going through this, but it's a waste of my time to have to sit.
No, he's a very practical military dude. He understands.
Then would he have a different version of the fight simulator that I'm about to run on the ship, or
he wouldn't bring it up if he did.
Okay, so then I run the fight simulator and see how the crew kind of handles it. Which is there a quick way to roll that, or just
no? I'm just gonna role play it.
Okay.
Based on people's skills and things, I just realized this ship doesn't have fuel bunkers, but does have a fuel scoop, and I didn't put it on, and it actually takes the power and mass to negatives, which doesn't make sense. Because it shouldn't be doing that. Something's wrong in the setup of this ship. Because when I did it earlier, it was fine.
It's you.
Anyway,
you've broken it. You broke it. Look at this accusing finger right here. Bam, bam, bam.
Ollie, if I had 3 DisplayPort cables, I could do 3, no problem with that. But I have 0 DisplayPort cables, so.
Scott's having some display issues.
Midori just said he's upgraded Jason. That is not an upgrade. Midori, we are
I guess the ship has spare power? Because, I don't know. I'm not good at math. I'll look over it next time. When you put the simulation in, Anna has done it before, but being the pilot, you know, she starts acting the way she does, and she very much enjoys the way this ship flies.
She's Pike, isn't she?
Yeah.
So these controls are more intrinsic to her than the Magpie?
The Magpie was also Pike. It was just fucking old.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is a new military-grade ship.
Yeah, you brought that, buddy.
Instead of the Magpie, which was custom-made, but custom-made to just kind of, you know, trail around doing weird shit. Like, she does spins, she does, like, evasive maneuvers. She very quickly gets used to this new ship, and it is much faster than the other ship, not just in combat, but in dimensional speed. I mean, it has a higher quality punch drive. It can hit those faster burns than the Magpie ever could, just mathematically.
Travel further as well.
Rain, actually, once she gets used to the new weapons, which might need adjusting because when I put the new weapons in, it fucked up the ship balance. The main thing, the thing I'm not going to change, is it has a flak emitter battery, which is basically a very badass, high-quality sci-fi minigun that just fires, like, just charged particles from your punch drive at, like, just such a crazy rate. It is very satisfying when you get it to hit. And Rain's getting much better at the whole shooting thing, I say, not knowing how the dice will be next time.
Come on, let's have a try.
God, let me click over.
Never
No,
mind.
not.
Prov, it's one of those things where you don't really understand it's a simulation until, like, a little bit. Like, you go running down to, like, fix, like, a tear in the hull.
Nothing's
But it's
broke.
not there.
I was like, how do I?
When it's explained to you, you start sort of working out how this screen works a bit more. You eventually find out a way to put it in essentially idiot mode. Because you have a much more mechanical mind than a technical mind. But it's one of those things where you start going over what you would fix if it was actually a situation, because you would be, like Anna said, actually physically fixing things far more than adjusting airflow and power and stuff like that.
Oh God! Seeing his, like, walking by at some point and seeing his screen set to idiot mode would immediately set me to going back to the what are they called? Like the cruise profiles, and just trying to make sure that we have everybody in the correct stations. So, like,
You mean he doesn't have a profile?
Oh God! It just makes sense because low profile, right?
I mean, he's also from a place that it's just not a thing. He just doesn't have it.
Oh,
But it's one of those things. You could put someone else in the engineering station if you want.
No. He's fine for engineering, for, like, actual tinkering. It's just the electronics part that's.
Well, exactly.
I'm good at tinkering.
He'll get better. And the
Stab
other two, they
people.
kind of do. Henrique, as a comms officer, does fine. It's clearly not his specialty, but he makes do. And Miria does some shooting.
I imagine when he opens up comms, he's one of those like, woo-wee! Well, that was a jump. I gotta tell you, we had some waves out there that really gave us a good
he's
rally.
very much not that kind of person at all.
We're looking to Doc, and we're wondering if you can.
Everyone, actually, he has to give this role. I haven't made an NPC shoot for him yet. It's kind of one of those things when the simulation's wrapping up, like a little pop-up actually will appear on your screen as well, Davis, and he'll, Davis, give me a no intelligence or wisdom check.
Oh.
When Scott needs to do a roll, he goes, all right, every time.
All right, because it requires setting up.
I know. Why don't you just sit up all the time like a fucking civilized human being?
Because I was up until almost 4 a.m. yesterday and live.
Sort
at 9
out
a.m.
your life. So that's coming from a gremlin, man. Right?
That's because I was Doxy's. Yeah, anyways,
You're not Doxy. I'd be much happier if you were.
But I kind of am. I stream it. I run the stream.
I know. I mean, yeah. When you start, yeah. You know what? Yeah. that little pop-up that comes up is basically the real you're in a simulation. Everything on your screens is simulated. What pops up is basically what's actually happening, and this ship is always keeping track of every other ship that's passing by. You're near enough that the WAS and the planets, but you can keep track of planets coming, ships coming back and forth. And it actually, all ships keep track of ships that are nearby. This just has slightly further range because it's a combat-based ship. It actually pops up an alert that one of the ships coming to the station is linked to bounty hunting. And you start looking it up, you start going through your records, and it's actually a bounty hunter known by the call sign of Rich Girl.
Oh, sorry, that's such a Twitch name.
It is.
She's a rich girl.
Like she like streams her bounty hunts.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
guys,
actually
we're going
totally in character, and that might be a thing. By the name of Yasmin Al-Kut, and with your node check, you're looking at a lot of things up, and this ship has a lot of data about pirates and bounty hunters in it, so you're also using its inbuilt logs. And she is literally like the child of a rich family who bounty hunts for fun, not for money. So she usually bounty hunts from a fighter. She doesn't usually go on the ground.
That's someone worth killing. Sends a signal to other would-be
Especially
bounty
considering
hunters.
she's heading to our station,
Thomas.
where the magpie is.
Okay. Well, when I see that, well, we were supposed to also get. Did we make a roll or whatever to get a crew for Tomas? Or do we have to dedicate time?
No,
to that,
I
Ollie?
imagine that's one of those things you haven't left the station yet. You're just doing a test. I imagine you're going to redock and start doing that.
Oh, okay, that's a different story. Oh, I like that. So when we see that
actually
coming, I
think
say,
about these-
my apologies.
No, go ahead. I was just making fun of you.
When we see that coming, I'm going to say, well, it seems as though we don't need to run any more tests. We have an actual real situation on our hands right now. And I'll kind of like throw the data up on the main screen so that everybody in the bridge can see more or less like the ship, the profile, and then probably the last image we had of the magpie down in the corner,
Yeah.
docked over at its where it is on that station.
The thing
Like-
of note is that this ship is a small, essentially a patrol boat, but a civilian patrol boat not designed for combat, with the fighter that will release from it and start pew-pew-pewing.
Ours?
Theirs.
Hers.
Theirs.
Rich girls.
Woo! Let's go get that fighter, boys. Come on. We take her out, we get that fighter.
Yeah.
So you basically set everyone up for like, all right, simulation over. Let's start the real shit.
Yeah.
And
Wait, what?
you will start chasing.
I will first bring it to the command, the prior captain of the ship, and be like, "Hey, we like this good? We good for this?"
Absolutely. I mean, what better test than taking out a bounty hunter, right?
I like the way this man thinks, and we go. Okay, Ollie.
Of course. So as you're flying down, their ship is just they look like they're trying to dock there. But the moment before Rich Girl's ship docks at WAS, it's sort of the two split apart, and you actually see the fighter coming in for the magpie. And this is where we all do initiative rolls, including Thomas.
Thomas.
Fuck you, Thomas.
Wow, rude.
Thomas is going to start firing from the ground. He's going to walk outside, tear off one of the miniguns, and
Where is initiative roll?
Not before he tears off his sleeves. I do this with no sleeves.
guns out. It's like he tenses like in an anime, and they like bulge up like 10 times.
I
the size,
screwed
like,
up the initiative. Can you give me another roll, please? And I will just change it. I screwed it because I'm bad.
I like screwing it.
I also didn't click Anna's token. I'm so bad. Prov, you don't need to roll initiative at ship combat.
I've done it. Okay.
But you know, you okay. Thanks. My
You said
screen's
roll
too small.
initiative.
No, but I said
So it's okay, Ollie. The rest of us listen.
I just can't stay mad at him.
Scott's not been triggering him enough today.
I can't get the battle music up yet, so can one of you make battle music while I check how their initiative roll's gonna go?
No, I got this. I got this. This is the battle music I use every single time.
Yeah, but if you just send a link, that doesn't really work for the people in the fucking stream.
No, it does. Ready?
Oh,
Stop that! That's
I stopped.
copyright.
Stop.
banned.
It is less than 8 seconds. You're
Yeah, tell that to YouTube.
Got him.
That's like Will's last act. It's like,
no more money for you. No more Mr. Money Guy. I'll never be a rich girl. Alright, actually, it's your ship acts first, coming in on the scene. Like I said, you are dangerously close to the station, but literally, like, as you're getting there, Henrique at the comm station will actually, like, turn to the captain and be like, we are clear to fire. I just checked in.
Okay. Then I will, I don't want to fire upon their main vessel.
You gotta fire upon the captain, because, yeah, you got their main vessel and their fighter, which is just
we want to use our flak thing on their fighter because you get to re-roll with flak.
Exactly.
And we need that.
So, Captain, what's the plan?
So, I say, as we're coming in on them, obviously they don't have a sensor of us. You say, checked in, we're clear to fire, da-da-da-da. I say, this is a known criminal. This is a known criminal, right? This is okay, Ollie?
Yeah, and I also literally said that you're cleared to fire as well.
Yeah. I was just confirming. Okay, my apologies.
And the captain said it was okay as well.
This is a known criminal and a bounty hunter that's coming for a false bounty. The life of our friend is at stake, so everybody please stay focused. We need to, Tomas needs us, even if he doesn't realize it yet. How are them guns?
There's 30 minutes left in the session, so, you know, make with the combat.
Ready to go.
Awesome. Well, good news for you, because when we leveled up, I became a star captain. I actually generate 2 extra AP, so we have 7 AP rounds now.
Oh, really?
You're welcome.
what?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Never discussed that with me, the GM, who kind of needs to know what people are capable of, but that's fine.
Should have stuck with the post-stream call when we leveled up our characters together.
That never happened. Anyway, what are you, as the captain, what actions are you fucking taking?
I don't have that computer turned on. It's literally powered down, so I can't.
You
I
had
can't see my
so
chart.
much time to look. It's been like 5 minutes since your turn started.
Can I fire the guns?
Yeah, fire all guns. Sure. I'm going to use my action to reduce the difficulty of firing all guns by 2.
I get to re-roll that, don't I?
Do you mind difficulty or do you mean cost?
The cost. And what's the cost? Is it 3?
Yeah, it's 3 to fire all guns. It used to be 4, but now it's 3.
So we have.
Well, I do. Yeah, I've only got control of 1 gun.
Yes, because there was a second gun on it, but it fucked up the ship. But it didn't. But I did the math wrong somewhere. So you should have also on top of that a multifocal laser. As you can see, that drops the power and mass below 1, so I'm gonna have to do some finagling. But fire that as well. And also you re-roll because it's a flak weapon against a fighter. Yeah. So re-roll first.
Flak weapon.
That is actually a hit.
Awesome.
Multifocal laser.
So that's okay. Okay. So, you start firing this new weapon, and of course, you've got to be a little bit careful because even though you are cleared to fire, you're right next to a trading station. But this new weapon, luckily for Rain, I can't find a fucking pen for the life of me, fires very similarly to the spread miniguns on your other ship, aside from it's just a much more high-tech version, essentially, that never needs to reload. It just needs to cool down and basically siphon particulate from the air. You're firing at this fighter, but I wasn't even aware of your presence. So in that first shot, when you send a barrage of particles its way, it tries to evade and dodge, and its armor takes most of the shots, but you don't get a hit. You get a hit on it, and you see its armor shredding off, but you don't destroy it. The multifocal laser is something you're not quite as used to, and like I said last time this came up, they are like they're not even a laser beam like Star Trek, but you basically point them on a target and eventually it starts melting through. And you're not very used to that kind of weapon. Also, using 2 different weapons at the same time but different. So trying to hit a small moving target like that is a little hard.
Ollie, I'd like to remind you, though you may have already factored this, that we do have an AP 10. So we actually can pierce armor of 10.
Yes, that's nothing to do with armor class.
Oh, you're talking about armor class.
Yes.
Okay.
You did, that's why you didn't destroy it, because this ship has armor.
Okay, gotcha.
So, what else are you doing? Is that all you're doing in your ship turn?
Nope. So my apologies. I was just thinking for a second about the whole combat thing. So we got to work the math different again. So it gives us 5. That makes it 7, and then I reduced yours by 2 as my action, which means that you only spent 1. There's still 6 action points left for the other 3 crew members to work with, which is huge, or command points, whatever they are. So that being said, what else can we do? I unfortunately still can't find that damn thing that I have on this computer that's open.
Well, we can do stuff like hack their defenses.
There it is.
But it depends on what our new crew members' program skill is. If that's no good, then I don't think we can do much.
Yeah, because you're a level 2 party, he cannot do the hacking abilities yet.
Oh right.
Because he's level 2 because you're level 2, same as Anna. Because those abilities, they only really work when you have program. Wait, give me a moment.
I found it. I'm just trying to get to the actual ship combat stuff. Mod, space travel. Where's combat?
No, he has program 1, so you can use the communication things a little bit.
Found it. Okay. So let's see. What can our pilot do? She's the most important one at the moment. So that is what called bridge actions, I think, because the names are stupid.
We can give you evasive maneuvers.
Pursue target. So opposed intelligence, pilot, dex pilot.
But it's not escaping, so that's irrelevant entirely.
Okay. Captain.
It might try and escape now.
Comms crash systems. So sensor ghost. Why don't we try to crash the systems of the one that's attacking Tomaz as well?
Yep.
So that's going to be whoever the comms person is, intelligence program check.
Yeah,
that takes 2 of our 6.
Against it's opposed. Okie dokie. So he rolled one of them. They rolled. He doesn't seem to be able to hack through their software. I mean, it's a civilian ship from a rich family.
I give like a Marge, and then take note of that. Engineering.
Sometimes you can get them good modifiers, but just roll like shit.
Engineering means nothing. It looks like there's something else we can do.
You can do evasive maneuvers if you've got spare AC.
Oh, yep, we do. We have 4 left.
Which is literally why I said it.
Okay, so evasive maneuvers.
She easily gets it to add her pilot skill to the ship's AC. Yeah, your AC is 1 higher. Which is actually nice, because your AC is 14. So AC 15 is much nicer. With that, Tomaz, all this shit starts happening right next to the Magpie. This firing comes right next to it. Basically, you know, the Magpie was trying to dock this rich girl ship was trying to dock next to you so it could get like the firing off. What do you want to do?
I would throw up the screens just to take a look at where everyone is. After I throw the screens up, I look back and forth. Are the guns even aiming? I'd have to probably move the ship, right? Because I'm docked.
You could actually fire the guns from your position here. You're docked, yes, but their ship nearly docked, so it's basically right next to you.
Oh.
Now, when it moves next turn, you
right.
To.
I'm going to fire the gun, I guess, first. That makes the most sense. So when I have a shot at it, I'm gonna fire the gun.
You can fire. Are you gonna fire at the fighter or the Corvette? It's not a Corvette size, but I just want to call it a Corvette because it actually.
Yeah,
makes sense.
The one that's closest to me.
All right.
So that's a Santher, yeah.
Yeah.
And submit.
Ooh, that might hit. It's a big slow lab. Yee.
Turns out we should have Tom.
That's a hit.
You should have had Tom.
So it's one of those things where like Tom is like, shit, combat's going on, gets to the gunnery seat, turns just one of the guns around, the one on the back of the ship of the Magpie, and just starts firing at this ship there.
Remember, roll twice.
No, because she's
I'm not
shooting
the fighter. Yeah.
Oh.
And just starts again shredding away at the armor of this ship, but this is a pretty chunky ship. Next up is their turns. I really want to find my... there is a pen here at all times, because we live in a society. Alright, so... okay, so first of all, Rich Girl's little fighter is actually gonna start shooting up your ship, the Emblem, the best it can. So it's going to roll an attack, which is a complete miss. And this ship has what is called in rules a Reaper battery, but I renamed it to a drive link cannon because it's basically a weaponized version of the punch drive, or attachment to the punch drive. It just sort of shoots energy that can just tear through things, but it's a spine-mounted, usually, thing that you have to aim the entire ship, which, okay, it's a small fighter, but even then, like, just your ship is now so fast and maneuverable, you just easily duck out the way. It is actually going to try and do evasive maneuvers, but they also fail. The free merchant there is going to shoot with its Reaper battery, its drive cannon, at the Magpie, and actually hit pretty solidly, in fact. I don't have the right amount of D4s here, so I'm just gonna have to roll this 3 times. Oh, the future. The fucking future. That's going to be a clean 10 damage to the Magpie, Will. Of course, goes down by 5 because armor.
Oof, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the things where even docked, like, this thing takes like a big chunk out of like the engines of the ship, and like creates like a pretty nasty hole.
Absolutely.
Next up is you guys, the Emblem. What are you gonna do?
Muted. Got you muted.
The captain is
is muted.
Had to find the screen.
That took a while.
Yeah, I was like, I'm talking, I'm answering immediately, but then I started saying, I'm muted, aren't I? And then you guys started telling me, I'm like, yep. So, obviously we're gonna fire all guns again, because there's nothing else that we can do that would benefit you before that.
Yeah, no, that's
if
a
you're
reroll.
if you're shooting at the thing, you get a reroll.
What?
Wow!
Looks like rain is still rain.
Yeah.
Are you
Go on,
fucking
Lisa.
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
And you, this is a small fighter, and when it gets away from the area, and actually, it's one of those things where the limitations of trying to not shoot the station was a good thing. When there's limitations, it's like when you're on low health in a game, you do better. At this point, there's also more space for this tiny, very rich and high-quality fighter to just dodge and duck and weave, and you can't get a good lock on it even slightly. But luckily, because you don't have to worry about ammo in this weapon so much, you can just be frickin' free-firing, trying to chase it. What else do you want to do with your turn?
Let's see. Crash systems again?
Yep. Pew! Oh! He's gonna do it. What's that? Crash systems reduces their AC by...
Their CP, yeah.
Their CP! That's way better. Yeah, I assumed you wanted to crash the fighter.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually gets a lock off, and it's one of those things where with the cameras on this ship, and it's a small fighter, you can actually see like their cockpit like start flashing red. All the like error screens and stuff starting to come up.
Yep. Awesome. And then let's see.
What are you doing, Prov?
We're also going to not boost engines. Doesn't matter yet. Not target. Not firing.
It's so
What's the
funny
other
when it's someone else. Because it's usually me.
I get hiccups all the time.
He's a little cute.
Evasive maneuvers.
Yep.
Again.
Woo! She doesn't make a 9. Fucking Anna.
Because she sucks.
Yeah.
New one.
Thomas.
You have failed me.
Tomas.
They basically draw the fighter away, but the like actual civilian ship, which is clearly not actually a civilian ship, is just wailing on you with these.
Yeah, he doesn't like that he's a sitting duck, so he's gonna run from the gunner over to the Anna's old seat, and he's gonna try to take off.
You have pilot 0, so you actually can take off with ease. It's one of those things where the timing's not right, so you have to tear away from the docking clamps. But you can take off. And what else do you want to do?
Basically, I want to move. This thing was about to dock. I want to move as high up as I can, and then would I still be able to shoot down?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run back over to the guns, and he's gonna take another shot at the one that's below him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I should have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, but ultimately it's one of those things where, actually, because it's just yeah, it's a good hit. And that's probably what Thomas says. I should have been doing this the whole time.
Should have been doing this the whole time. I'm getting too old for this shit. That's what he said.
That civilian ship is immediately going to fire back up and start moving, but again it's slow, and because it did that whole kind of ruse thing, and it's also going to hit again.
Oof.
For 9 damage this time. Again, just it can maneuver its whole body. It doesn't even chase you that much just to get a strong shot with the drive cannon. The fighter is just going to fire because it cannot do anything else because you reduced its CP and everything costs 2. It is going to hit your brand new ship. It's going to take the varnish off. For 11 damage. Who of you wants to be dealing with the sort of taking care of the damage?
I could do that, but we also have
you have
armor 5, so it's 6 damage.
6 damage.
That's still unpleasant.
Oh, it's unpleasant. Alrighty, and now it's your turn. Emblem.
Okay. We're gonna do the same effing thing as always, and let you sit there and try to be important. I saw that 17 you tickled.
So nearly a 17.
Yep.
Nope.
Reroll.
Try again.
Come on.
Hey!
It might hit.
That's a hit.
Yes. Jamie rolled minimum damage on one of them.
Shut up.
And you,
Max
alrighty. You actually, it's one of those things where you finally managed to get this position. Actually, so what happened is this ship has a drive cannon. It has to be pointing directly at you. It did one of those things where it's been ducking and weaving away from you all this time, and then it turns and stops and just launches and actually shits you right in the nose of the ship. Just
Shih Tzu? There's a Shih Tzu on board.
which just means you can aim on the flak emitter battery is in the nose of the ship, so you just shoot straight down into them, also aiming the multifocal laser at the same time, and you just see the fighter just explode in multiple beautiful explosions.
Beautiful, darling. Darling, beautiful.
What else do you want to do? They still have their civilian ship.
Of course, we still need that one. So when the fighter's gone, which is what's saving the Magpie for now, that was both the guns shot at that thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So still evasive maneuvers. Oh, actually, hold on. She did that. We still have 6 left. So first and foremost, damage control. No, emergency repairs, which is 3. So that is you, Mr. Fix-It.
First thing the prof does that matters. What does he need to do? Roll a fix check?
Correct. What is it?
Fix int.
Yeah, damage control
Is it
is
fix int or fix dex?
fix int.
I know.
Oh, let's hope I roll well.
My character was built around.
I'm going to allow fix dex as well, because the whole point is that you're running around the ship repairing things.
Wow.
I find it weird that it's not an option.
Favoritism for Neil. I see
It's
what it
also
is.
the only way he's gonna work in that fucking position.
Unless I just roll really well.
Yeah, it's good. I forgot that you're Neil.
Yeah,
I don't need to
we-
give you guineas.
We are a frigate, correct?
Yes.
He heals 3 points of damage.
Awesome.
Yep.
And that's
1, 2,
literally Prov running to like that area and below deck and, you know, patching it up as it should be.
Real big wrench.
So that was, like I said, there was 7. Sorry, 7
That
makes
was-
6 minus 3, so 3 left. So we can still crash systems on the other one, on the chick.
Just fucking hold your breath, man.
It's not gonna work.
Like,
It's just
you're
gonna be me holding my breath.
He actually succeeds, which means Crash Systems is the CP one, yeah. So they have less CP, which is great, because everything has like 2 or 3 cost, so you're kind of like just screwed. Next up is Tomaz, who is, you know,
Tomas wants to start taking off after getting hit those 2
You gonna do
times.
the
He's not
escape?
worried about the guns. Yeah, he's gonna try to
you
escape.
actually now need to give me a pilot int or dex roll, and it's opposed.
Perfect.
Oh, they rolled pretty well. But you roll better. It's one of the things when you start taking off, you know the Magpie pretty well, and you haven't piloted it for a long time, but sometimes you sit in the pilot's chair and just hang out. And you burn just as hard as you can. And this ship, like this like civilian kind of joyride ship, burns with like some speed as well, but just doesn't catch up to you. It's obviously noticeable more for the emblem that sees this from afar, of like you just go when it like chases after, but you get 1 point of escape and you need 3 to get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they are actually going to shoot you because they can't do both, and they're here for a bounty, and they're gonna hit again.
Thomas, you just need to split them
For 7.
Drop one split off onto them.
Oh, trust me. I already know what's happening. For 7, so 2 damage.
Yep, and they can't do anything. Let me check. I'm fairly sure there's no 1 costs. Yeah. So that's all they do.
The
Next
first
up is
thing
the emblem.
the first thing we have to do is fire upon it because we have to make a message. So hopefully
Send
we
a
can hit it. Send a message. You know what I mean?
Remember, you
I
aren't
have a-
rolling flat now, which is good that you got a strong freaking hit.
Wow.
You shoot right into
Ignore
the
10
side
of
of
those
this big
armors.
chunky thing. Oh,
Oh my god!
Suddenly luck!
oh,
That's
just
a
in
fucking
the
message,
frickin'
Neil.
moment.
Yes, you
You
beautiful boy.
Shoot massively into the side of this thing, and it's not very armored because it's meant to be a civilian ship. So you just take out like its entire side, and then you just start using the multifocal laser in like the support beams inside the ship, just melting the correct
Ren writes her
compartments.
name on the side of it. So
And it's still together, but it is just leaving this trail of fire and flame and molten metal as like parts are ripping out, and it is just near ruined. You'd be surprised if it could take another single hit.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear. So when that happens, I will then send Hail over to her because we destroyed that fighter like completely, right? Like poof.
Yeah, you could take a look when you later, but it's probably completely gone.
Okay, so I'll send Hail before we do anything else. Actually, you know what? While I send Hail, I'm also gonna try to do crash systems.
Yeah. They can do it like simultaneously.
Yeah.
Pew!
And then-
yeah, they crash the systems, all right.
And also damage control. The DC is 1 higher, so it's now a difficulty of 8.
Go ahead, Mr. Neil.
If you make it, you fix all of our damage. Too bad.
Close.
Too bad. Okay, so I'll open Hail or send Hail her way.
That's the noise of the hail opening. It's kind of...
Battle hiccups!
It's literally the instant before you even say anything. It's like, you have nothing to do with this. This is between me and my quarry. Step off. I'm not sharing this.
Does she? Is this vocal or video?
Vocal and would you have asked for it to be video?
No,
Then it
I
would just
didn't
be
at
vocal.
first. Okay, cool. And then I'll click the button that says open video.
Her ship
For me,
is,
panned
Yeah.
on me only, not the rest of the crew.
yeah, well, exactly, because this kind of ship is actually designed for that sort of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't. Oh, it takes her a moment, and then you see her trying to like turn the ship. Because the ship starts turning to target you instead.
I say to Eric, so obviously I got her attention. She recognizes who I am. We are part of her quarry. I say, how's your ship holding together?
She cuts off the call.
Perfect. And let's see if she tries to escape.
Nah, she's stupid. She's going for the attack. I can see
She's
it.
Twitch streaming.
You can see it in Ollie's face.
She's doing it for the views. She's doing it for the view count.
Gotta do anything for the views, bro.
Oh. All right.
She cannot escape combat because you crashed her systems. She's missing one command point to do
You
so.
crashed her Twitch
So
stream.
she is going to fire upon your ship, the emblem. But actually, miss.
So coming around back to us, because is what's his face still Will still able to get away?
Yeah, I would say now, because now the fight's focused, you can just focus on escaping, and it's
Yep.
Okay. So we'll send like a small message his way, and it just says, Godspeed, friend, or Godspeed, brother, one of those things. But so to her, I think we'll start with crash systems.
Yep.
Okay.
He's actually been fucking owning it. Yeah. He also crashes her systems again.
Damage control DC 9.
Oh yeah, and that fixes up the entire. And like you probably would get like a message back and be like, "Hole's patched, boss."
It's just Prov like staring at something, and he's like, and then just kicks it, and it works. It's like not working. He's just like, well, shit, and then just kicks it, and it starts back to life.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you ready for this one, Neil? We're gonna fire all guns, but you can choose which gun. We have 1 CP left over. One of those guns is going to target systems. Out of game, what system do you want to target?
Do you mean me?
I said Neil. I meant Ian.
Yeah.
I can't remember what systems there are.
But basically, just what are so you can target like actual systems like bridge, comms, or you can just do like the engine or like
Target the face system.
We didn't understand you because you were breathing
We're
too much.
entirely air.
Well, you should count yourselves lucky. That was a freebie. Target the face system. Just blast her right in the
That's
face.
well, I mean, technically you can shoot at
with the
bridge.
multifocal laser, so she melts.
Yeah.
No, you could go for engines or whatever you'd like.
I'll go for engines.
Leave
If
it dead in the
she
water.
if she's a drive core 1, she's taking out her engines and they don't function at all, which is
Yeah.
good.
And just remember, assume nearly every ship is a drive core 1.
And do you want to do your engine shot with the multifocal?
Yeah. It's
Okay, so
-4, isn't it, or something?
yeah, it is. So I'm gonna say to you, I'm gonna say, Rain, fire all guns, but that multifocal laser, take out our engines.
Yeah, and our engines are already spluttering because just so much of the ship has been destroyed.
I would like to ask one thing. You really think I'm going to hit with a -4 mod?
Listen, Neil.
You've had some good hits.
whatever your name is.
What is wrong with you?
Ah!
Oh,
We take out the magpie.
love it. Oh.
Magpie gun.
Fear the beautiful.
But you have another gun. You have another gun. You have another gun.
Yeah, but you don't. You know I'm not going to hit anything with it.
Fine, use my luck.
You stole my luck. This is the problem. You rolled a ~6. Of course I'm going to miss.
Okay. Thomas, I mean, you're seeing them struggling. Do you change your mind?
Thomas is like, it must be on the guns.
After getting their message, right before I completely am out of there, I turn the ship around and just give one clear shot at the
Hail
end.
Mary.
Yeah. So you're
One
rolling this
Hail
with a
Mary.
-4 if you're trying to take out the engines.
Wait, this thing already looks pretty messed up though, yeah, right? Like I
He's
don't.
just trying to blow
No,
it up.
that's just to target the engine. If you just want to shoot the ship, it's clean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
okay.
ship itself is already like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just shooting the ship itself.
Just shoot it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just blow it up. That's what I'm gonna do. I did not blow it up. And I go, I just send a quick message back, sorry, and then I go to take off.
At this point,
Aw.
because
I
Rich
wanted it to
can't
be
escape.
epic.
Literally can't. Is going to.
Maybe they should surrender.
That's why I look at to take out the engines. I actually have an idea for if we take out the engines, and while I was thinking for a second, my idea is if we take out the engines, we can actually board the ship, and we can use her ship to kind of like ping out a message that she's already captured those targets. From her ship, we can ping out that message. And then if we choose to destroy the ship, then people will just assume the crew of the Magpie went down with that ship. But we don't necessarily have to destroy it. Just kind of...
I had a fucking post-it note.
Good
here,
plan.
like 2
Now, if
seconds
I can
ago.
actually hit something in a -4 mod,
Couldn't we just get our comms officer to hack this?
He's been hacking it over. He's been hacking it over and over. They don't. They move slightly, but they don't fire this round.
Okay.
Emblem.
Boredom.
are we doing the same thing again, Captain?
I look to the rest of the crew to see if there's any dispute. If not, I nod.
So targeted laser. It's probably going to miss. It's obviously going to miss.
12's
It's a
not
miss.
bad. It's a big ship.
That's a miss.
It's a
Oh,
miss.
okay.
12's not bad. It's a miss.
Oh, come on. How do you roll so many fucking ones? I don't know anybody that
Welcome
has
to
such a-
Ian.
My old
He's
friend
great.
Nick used to do this.
I love him.
That's 4 nat ones in what? 8 rolls?
Don't
The
look at
double
it that
sixes,
way.
mate.
What else do you want to do? Same.
Can we do a thing, Ollie? Can we just have die rolls count backwards for him?
What else
It's
do
like
you want
ones
to do?
count as 20s, 13s count as
I
11s.
agree.
Are you going to try and crash systems again?
Yeah, all the same rinse and repeat.
Ooh.
13 wouldn't be an 11.
Evasive maneuvers actually instead of
He
damage control.
actually
Or damage
fails to
system.
crash their systems this time.
That's fine. Evasive maneuvers, not damage control.
She. I mean, why am I doing it here? I can do it on there. It's actually easier. She fails. New ship. Got to get used
Our
to
ship
it.
failed all around.
Tomaz. Yeah.
Tomaz is gone, right? Because you said it's 3 to get away.
Well,
and
you
then I'm out of-
decided to shoot instead.
All right.
Because you
I'll shoot
don't
again.
have extra actions because you're just a dude fighting
Sure.
cinematically.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll shoot
You
again.
can leave now if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, now's when you can just turn and leave.
Nope.
Are you shooting? Oh, I tickled that 20.
Because
Go!
He might help.
Then. Yeah. No, I miss.
They are going to, because their systems are not crashed, they are going to try and get away. Now I have to roll against myself. Woo! And actually, they start getting away even more. When you maybe look to Anna to figure out what's trying to go on, like her screen is flashing with all these like strange over-the-top like goofy logos, and she's trying to like get rid of them as Ritgo's ship just starts burning away actually towards the planet, the true planet of Quartos, not the moons.
Oh, dogs.
Yeah, I know
Wife's done running
we're
errands.
overtime. So because we're overtime, I'm going to put it up to a simple question.
Mm-hmm.
As the Magpie gets away, took as many shots as it could, but when the ship starts sailing the other way, you take the chance to bolt it, right?
Yep.
With you guys, the emblem, are you gonna chase? Planets?
We don't need to chase yet. We can just do pock shots from a distance.
Yes,
just
but
like,
I'm asking
it's-
cinematically, are you attacking or chasing or leaving?
This is a vote for the all PCs. I would say don't pursue. If they get away because our pock shots don't work, then that's fine. because it's going to take them 3 rounds of getting away.
But I'm
not
literally
chase.
saying that like combat's over because we're overtime. You know?
I mean, we don't want
Right, well, you roll.
no, we don't want them to know that we're on the emblem. We want to shoot them down.
Yeah. There you go.
So we're chasing.
So pursue.
So you're chasing, which we will cover.
You convinced me,
week.
Ian.
I mean, that's honestly a really good argument.
You got his name right.
You showed their face.
It's because now I can see the cameras.
So we will cover that next week, just so we can do things, and we can go because we're overtime and Scott becomes a dad. Scott, who are you? How are you? Great session, by the way, lads.
Oh, thanks. I thought this morning was pretty good too. Oh, afternoon.
I don't watch that drivel.
Excuse me. What'd you say?
I said I like your character in that show.
That's right.
Not that I've seen him in it. Scott, who are you? Where can we find you? Blah, blah, blah.
I am Scott, or Delric, and you can find me on the internet by Googling Delric. Or, you can watch twitch.tv/Delric, or Twitter/Delric, or YouTube/Delric. Or I am also half of Lost Initiative Show. So you can go to like twitch.tv/Lost Initiative
Do
Show.
you have any
or
tasty news in the next couple of
YouTube/Lost
weeks?
Show, or Twitter/Lost Init Show.
Anything tasty that might be happening in the next couple of weeks?
Well, theoretically, it's supposed to start this upcoming Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm still waiting to hear back to see if we're actually
There
starting
might
this
be
week.
a new show on his channel this Saturday with me in it.
Grumble,
But
grumble,
you know,
grumble. And
it's
Doxy.
a
Doxy.
Schrodinger's show. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
In next level of importance is Tomaz Will. This is Tomaz leaving this show for the foreseeable future, which is why we want to give him a send-off with emotions and gunfire and all the things. Will, why don't you say goodbye?
Goodbye, everyone. It was great playing with you all, to be honest. That sucks that I can't play. This is literally the last tabletop I'm going to be playing for a long time. So, but I'm going to try to keep watching, and you might see me in chat sometimes because, I need to keep up to date with Ardent. But, yeah, you could find me in the Discord or anywhere else if you want to chat to me about what Thomas is really doing.
Yeah, I mean, he could be doing, like, anything now that he got away.
who
and
knows?
didn't die, which...
Multiple worlds are his oyster.
Yeah.
But I'm also starting a YouTube channel where I have my first video I published last Monday. If you guys want to give me a subscribe on there, I'll post the link.
Is good, and I say that with truth because I have high standards, and I very much enjoyed.
Well, thank you, Ollie. But yeah, give me a follow on YouTube, and that's pretty much me.
All right, now about the ones that don't matter. Neil.
I am Neil. You can find me on the Discord at Nakai, or on the what was that face, or on Twitter
That
at
was my
Nakai
Neil
_.
face.
It's been great playing with Will, so that's sad to see him go.
I'm also sad to see Will go. I love playing with Will.
His beautiful blue eyes as well. And thank you to everyone for supporting Ollie and Scott as continued. I now appear on Scott's channel before this show, an hour before, on the Witcher Bloodletting. Oh my god, everything's got died. On the Witcher Bloodletting stream, which again, thank you for your support on that one, and love you all.
Speaking of love, Neil, Ian, I got like confused a couple of times today somehow.
I'm not as loved, I know.
Yeah, there we go. Like, it was gonna be nice and heartwarming, but then I called out the wrong name.
This is so. Suddenly, I understand what it feels like to have someone in bed with you say the wrong name.
No.
It's your fault for rolling so many ones.
Yeah, okay. I'm Ian Arvine at MeAnimes, or comments about how terrible my rolls are.
Yeah. Also, great place to hear about my Monday game. Often some hot takes.
Yep. Ask me about Yarv. I like talking about Yarv.
Hashtag Team Human.
Yeah, Team Human, Team Responsible team members.
Team runs away from the dragon.
Alright, so I'm Ollie. If you're here, then hopefully you really like the show. But I also do another show now that is on Sundays at 12 midnight BST. That is the new Yavaskir show, following a bunch of monster hunters in the north, exploring a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't been explored in Yavaskir already. And we've got a great... And they're actually near over there right now. And we've got a great party, we've got a great people. This game continues here. We will be trying to find a fourth, because I just like having 4 party members. But we might be missing one for a couple of weeks. I'm also pretty much every day from now until that Sunday show, I stream at 9 p.m.
BST.
RimWorld BST, but RimWorld just had a fucking update, and all our mods no longer will work. So we're gonna have to start a new one, which is kind of a shame, but also, you know, it's RimWorld. It's fine. And just a reminder that this show is pretty much entirely funded by Patreon and a little bit of Twitch support, but Twitch support isn't as reliable as Patreon. So if you like the show, please consider subscribing to the Patreon. You can actually interact with the shows if you do so, and it helps me like actually do this as a job, which I would really like to do full-time and make more shows. But with that, I will leave you with the 2 crew members that matter, and we'll see you next week. Hope no one cried too much.
Oh, rip Jason.
We all nearly cried here, so.
That was actually horrible. I don't want a PC to die.